Does Putin really fear NATO?
No. Putin knows that NATO would never attack Russia. He fears China. Putin knows that the real threat to Russia is China. Right now they have a good relationship, and in spite of the so-called endless friendship between Putin and Xi, Putin knows that in the future China is the real threat. Right now the relationship is mutually beneficial. Since Russia lost its market in Europe, it sells its oil and gas to China. China buys it at drastically reduced prices and pays in yuans, Chinese currency. Russia can only use those yuans to buy goods in China. So Russian markets are flooded by goods from China. Cheap Chinese cars have taken more than 60% of the Russian market. So it works for China. But China has not forgotten how Russia humiliated it in 19th century. In 1858, Russia imposed on weak China an agreement by which China was forced to transfer to Russian Far East about 250,000 miles of its territory, roughly the size of Texas. China is enjoying this relationship with Russia because it really works for China, but did not forget about that. In fact, in Chinese maps as of a few years ago, the cities in Russian Far East, in the area that was taken by Russia, are shown already in with Chinese names. Russian Far East is very sparsely populated and thoroughly neglected by the government in Moscow. China takes advantage of that and sends hundreds of thousands of their workers to the Russian Far East. In fact, some estimates say that already there are between 2.5 and 3 million Chinese in the Russian Far East. Soon, if not already, there will be more Chinese in the Russian Far East than Russians.